1941 Chevrolet Deluxe 2-door sedan. Really cool. From a picture it looked great. My relative sold it to me. It was in his cow pasture, so we kind of rescued it. I'm going to take you guys around and just make notes of what it needs. All the body panels are available lower than here from EMS. Looks like I could definitely restore this thing, but is it worth it? That's why I'm doing this right now. We're gonna just take notes and make small calculations to see how far we get. Let's just start by opening doors and trunks and hoods and exploring this thing and see what all's in here. Wasp spray ready. All right, I see a lot of rust already, but let's just open the driver's door. And that's working. Ooh. There's probably tuberculosis in this car. First glance, looks like the floorboard's got some sort of matting in here, and that needs to come out to save it. That was a wood grain painted dash, so it does look all rusty, but I'm not sure how well that would clean up. Nah, it's bloomed rust. Steering wheel's toast. Let's keep going around. Let's don't get too deep into all the details. Let's walk around. There's some parts on the floorboard too. These tires are holding air, and I don't know how. Look at that thing. It's all tube tire, maybe. Going around the back. Glass looks okay. This is a bad omen here. We're starting out to, oh yeah, this is broken. Rusted through. Oh, it's that bumper. Headlight, that's probably the trunk handle. Headlight bezel. There's an oil can. The mouth tube through it. Never was open. Gas tank here. Big holes in it. Useless. And this hubcap is useless. I bought this from a relative. He's kind of a cousin, so, you know, at first I thought it was my cousin's car, but really it's my cousin's aunt's. So daylight through those pans. This liner down, might take that out. Above the wheel well arch here, you can see daylight all the way through. Disconnected on pan here. Whew, let's look at this trunk lid. That needs to be replaced. Skin inner and outer. Looks like maybe just the lower portion of the door. The latch is busted out. Okay, we're getting into it now. There's the gas tank missing. Rear end's there, suspension's there. Yeah, the frame doesn't look too bad yet. We'll get a closer look. Passenger side door here, let's give it a try. Oh yeah. Door sagged right away. Gooey. Oh. This whole rocker panel's gone. It's about to be gone. Well, at least the trims here around the windows, that Deluxe trim is pretty nice. It's also stainless. Looks like it survived. Be green. That's cool. Like, this is kind of neat. I know all this stuff looks destroyed, but what's neat about it is that it's all there, even though it's destroyed. Usually people pull stuff off, they start a restoration, they give up. You know, I might give up before I start this one. No joke. But while we're in the passenger side, I'll give you a peek back there in the back seat. The headliner's coming down, mohair, tan. The clock looks pretty decent. Let's see. Oh, locked glove box. We'll definitely explore that. Here's our first data plate to look at. This is the body serial number. We're going to clean that up, write that down, and compare that to the title. Sometimes they titled them by the engine too, so that may be where our title's at. But yeah, we'll see what's in that box. And God, look at this body mount hole right here. That whole door sill. It's major. I'll start writing some of this down though. This year model came with an automatically opening hood. When I was taking it home, it came up. But something's going on with this hinge too, so I'm gonna be careful here. Let's see. The rear hinge on this passenger side is not attached to the hood anymore. So I guess I really can't hurt it. Yeah, it's been in the cross brace. Need a new hood. That's good. Latch has been over too, that's why it came open. Let me take you up in here and look around. There's the hood hinge and where it's separated from the hood. Take your time opening these up. Someone got to it before I did. There's our next body panel plate. That's the type, engine code, color. We'll write that down. 6-volt system. It's got an oil bath. It's kind of unmolested. And let's see if we can turn it over maybe. Yeah, the crank is moving. It's wiggling. So the engine's not frozen. That's amazing. I bet you this thing would run. Pour gas in the carburetor and get a battery. Look on this side. Something funny going on over here. Okay, so down here past the distributor, on this plate here is our engine serial number. I'll clean that off. And I was looking for the oil dipstick and found something that resembles an oil dipstick. Looks like a coat hanger. Trim number 116 and the paint number 292. There's an extra starter inside the car. I thought that's maybe why this car got parked. The radiator looks pretty good. It's going to be an all copper radiator. The bracket that holds the fenders on and the whole half of the car together, this guy right here, don't know the name of it. It's rotten on the bottom. That would have to be rebuilt. And that front apron is rusted. Let's see about the grill. Good looking little car. Pull all this stuff out and then show you once I get it all out. Cotton stuck to the. Found this in the floor for sale, $550 as is. I might stick that back up in the window and make some money. Here's the piston rings, brand new, and a new starter. The gear has no wear on it. Okay, here's everything else that was in the floor. Got 2 sets of wires, 3 coils. Looks like that might be a 12-volt coil. This is cool. Got light strip, distributor cap, dome trim. The sun visors were an option, and never throw stuff away when you're cleaning out a car right away, because I would have thrown this away thinking it was for something else, and then I found the other visor. This is the inner piece for the visor, so I've got 2 of those. One's assembled. I have 3 mechanical fuel pumps, an electric fuel pump, 6-volt, disc pads. I think I have disc brakes here, and a bolt of fabric. Now this is a clue for maybe that headliner's not original, or they were going to make seat covers or something, but nothing devalues a car more than hanging fabric. Tassels and junk hanging. Here so you guys can see, I'm going to lift this seat up for the first time. Who knows when. It's pink in here, mohair. Let's do the bottom. I did find a snake in one of my videos. A Honda Dream had it. Oh dude, there's nothing in here. But that difficult piece of bodywork looks pretty solid. What do you think, Luella? You don't want to be in here either? I don't blame her. So now I'm sitting in the passenger side, just taking a look at stuff. I'm going to pick this lock. There's 2 ways of going about getting this open. Of course, here's the glove box underneath. It's cardboard. It'd just be cool to have this open. So I'm going to take the time to do that. It has a radio delete. ashtray. There's probably an ashtray in the back too for the kids. This is probably where the wiper switch would be. 28,000 miles showing. And some crusty looking stuff there. It's pretty easy. And I locked it.
There's nothing in there anyway.
Just gonna dump out this little box. Oh, let's see what's in there. Well, it's the same thing that's in everybody's box. A couple of nuts, a piece of trim. So here's the down and dirty. I paid $400 for that car, picked it up in Jackson, Tennessee, spent like $100 in fuel, 500 bucks. It's worth that right now. I've got a title for an engine that turns over. The body is pretty much toast. So I looked at all the body panels from EMS, and they're affordable. If you had to build all this stuff yourself, just in labor, if you paid yourself anything, if you respect yourself at all, if you paid yourself $5 an hour, it'd be better to buy these panels from them. Not including labor. Can't even think about how much labor this would take. I'm at $2,500, not including shipping, not including tax, for just replacement metal panels that are prefab, like door sills and front cowl, or both left and right. The whole bottom of that car is toast. So right now the car is looking like a good restoration companion for someone that has a good body, or someone that just needs an engine and transmission. You know, around here people buy cars like this just to sit in their yard and look cool. I'm not even joking. I've seen it up and down the street, down like Weeper's Fork. They're just in people's yards, or they'll take a door panel off and paint it. Had a good friend recommend doing that. That's a good idea. I've seen a bar and restaurant, they had the front end of one of those Chevrolets cut off and they built a table off of the grill. That looks cool. I just don't like the idea of cutting up cars, even though this one is not usable. War time, you couldn't get a new car. You just couldn't. You can't even imagine that today. So if you wanted to buy something, you had to buy what was already made. 1941, we got involved in December. That was the newest car you could have. I know they made some in 42 for civilians, but you had to be somebody. So if you drove that around during the war, you were somebody. Unfortunately now, what drives the demand for collectible cars, no one can really put their finger on. You know, they're building 4 doors now because they're out of good two doors to build. That's a 2-door pre-war car. It ought to be worth more. I found a trunk lid, and I found a hood on Craigslist for 200 bucks because I need those. They don't make new ones. In that search, I found a sedan. It was a 48 model, same body style, same everything. 5,000 bucks. Running, driving, title. I mean, you wouldn't have to do much to it, just clean it up. So that's the death knell for this restoration project. We've got to kind of back up now and look at what an engine and transmission is worth as a whole. And the next video will be trying to get that engine running, which I think will be fun. Other than that, we're kind of stalled out already, and I'm glad because I haven't turned the wrench yet and spent money. So stay tuned to this channel. Comment below if you have anything you want to see on the car or talk about, and I'll do that while I'm putting these videos together. So thanks for watching, and I hope you get something out of this because I sure am having fun showing you. Bye.